YouTube, people, the internets, all that good shit. Welcome back to the channel, High Off Life TV. We are in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, bringing this game to the peoples, man. If they're not coming to the A, we coming to you. And this is our first time ever outside of Atlanta. To my left, everybody, I got Kufis with us, yo. Yes. And let me just say this, too. Kufis won our first High Off Life challenge. Actually, no, it was like the second one. It was a High Off Life Freestyle challenge. Bodied it. We did a live reaction on YouTube. It was me and the homie Direct. And instantly, it was like, yeah, that's the one. My man's is crazy with the bars. And he's been going up since then, winning all these joints. And he's an OG in this, man. We're going to get into that later in the interview. Without further ado, man, let's just get into these bars, baby. How you feeling? You good?
I'm good.
No doubt.
Just do what I do.
Let's get it. High Off Life TV. Yeah. Mike, Sick World.
Kufis. You already know.
Shout out music, man. Let's get it.
I remember I was standing on the corner all night with that 8-ball of that China White, breaking it down like the Great Wall. And the hooks I deliver hit harder than Jake Paul. What you looking at? Reincarnation of Nate Dogg. I'm an East Coast nigga with a West Coast vibe. Call my hitter up, nigga, let's go ride. Cause these youngers nowadays don't respect your grind. Cause when you die in the hood, it was just your time. They say that Black Lives Matter, but they keep on killing us. Shitty card hands that they keep on dealing us. Bullshit lies that they keep on filling us in the head with. Wonder why we think so villainous. I ain't perfect. Everything I said has a purpose. That's why you hear pain in these verses. I never was a clown. Never got invited to the circus, and the best magician couldn't turn this nigga to a serpent. I admit, I'm working on being a better person, and my soul was something the devil could never purchase. I was searching in and out of my mama's purses. I wanted change. Now I'm just bringing it to the surface. I ain't here to put a smile on your face. I ain't joking. I'm just here to put my child in his place. If he ain't focused, if it ain't COVID killing us niggas, it's Derek Chauvin or a male chauvinist telling women that they ain't voting. They ain't notice times change. I'm an hour ahead. You cowards are scared. That's why you spend your hours in bed. You smoking too much. I think that shit is clouding your head. You keep your bullets to yourself. Give me my flowers instead. Cause when I'm dead, I swear for God, I'm gonna be haunting you bitches apart from the ones that was there when I had walked through the trenches. Me and my bro did time. I thought you was with us. I did 92 months and I ain't talk to you niggas. They say my skin got thicker. Heart got cold, I talk slicker. Flex on you bitches like Hulk Hogan. If we got beef, we ain't got nothing to talk over. You know what it is. When I show up with some dark clothing, better get scared. When you see this big bear with this big beard, pull up on you out of 5th gear, just so we can get clear. All we mean is sticks here. Clips like, whoo. Reminded me of Ric Flair. Listen to me carefully. They ain't come to cheer for me when I rep my bone up. Won't let me. My auntie say when I ain't home, how much she really fear for me. All she think about is what they did to my cousin Anthony. Seriously, I call his phone every night. Why won't he answer me? Just found out he died by the hands of a man they call our family. You know how that damaged me. This ain't what it planned to be. Hold up.
Talk that shit. Let's go.
Okay. Baby mama raising a bastard. Cause her baby father spent his days in the casket. Now her baby brother's out waving that ratchet, trying to see his money stretch like it's made of elastic. With no role model to follow, his only motto is live by the gun. When he die, empty that bottle. Bottles of OE covered up in a paper bag. If you planning to go to hell, I can help you pay for your cab. Long as we looking bad, it look good for the DA to replay. Pictures of a victim when it DK in PA. We all fell victim of that black robe. Modern day slavery, white sheets on back roads. Niggas never stick to the code. They snitching on niggas quicker than he get the reload. He said death before dishonor. Even had it tatted on his collar. Same nigga ratted to your honor. Nigga should've listened to your mama when she told you if you can't take the heat, then don't get in that sauna. Lord knows I'm trying to keep drama to a minimum. I'm just trying to make it past my minimum. Tired of that emblem. JX0097. I was getting rap money back in like 97. I was getting crack money back in like 94. 3-story house, all the work on the top floor. Wanna know the reason I rhyme for? Cause back when I was in school, That's the only thing I had time for. Math class, I was writing raps on a scratch pad. Gym class, looking at that bitch with the fat ass. Every other class, I would ask for a hall pass. Soon as the bell ring, I would haul ass. Back to the street, packing my heat with my back to the wall. Got fronted like 500, now I'm back to the mall. Now, that's the definition of hustling ass backwards. I was in the game, but needed some more practice. Couldn't sleep right, I think it's a bad mattress. Had the book of life, but read the wrong chapters. Back to the table of contents, I put that book down. Now I'm back to the table with convicts. Couldn't stay away from this nonsense. It's like when you're dealing with the weight, it puts a weight on your conscience.
Yeah, bro. A lot to unpack there with the bars, man. Like, before we talk about the bars, let's rewind though. Take me to the baby pictures, man. Where you from and how we got to this point where we're at right here on High Off Life TV, man.
I'm from North Philly, born, raised, not so much raised. You know what I mean? I was basically uprooted to Williamsport when I was about 13.
Okay.
So I mean, I was raised in North Philly, but Williamsport made me.
Got
who
you.
I am.
Got you. What was it like growing up there?
Williamsport or Philly?
Both.
Philly, I was kind of like, you know, my parents was on drugs. I lived with my grandparents. I was too bad for them. You know, it was too bad for them. My mom lived in Williamsport. She was in recovery, and I came to Williamsport for Christmas vacation one time, just vacation. You know what I'm saying? And I called my grandma to pick me up, and she was like, "We just don't know what to do with you, baby." And it was like Williamsport now. And at first I didn't like it. I was going to boot camps and group homes and all that stuff. And I mean, I think it was a blessing though, because I'd have probably been a lot worse off in Philly. You know what I'm saying? So Williamsport, it's a blessing. It's not as good as it used to be back then.
Okay.
It's very, you know, a bad place to raise your children now.
Oh, why is that?
It's a lot of violence, a lot of youth killing the youth, and it's not even like, the crazy thing is, it's not even our era of, you know, the violence that's doing the violence, but our era, like, I learned from the older guys, you know what I'm saying? And I have a son that's 17, but it's like our children, I want to know who they learning from. Because if our era is not teaching, because the people I learned from, I always had respect for my old heads. And if I have children, I teach my children the same thing I learned. So when my friends and my peers, their children is committing these crimes, it's like, how did y'all mess up there? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you think it's a product, them being products of the environment? You know, because if you're saying the place is bad and then it's like bad things is popping off, you know, maybe there's not as much opportunity or...
But it wasn't bad. That's the part that I don't understand. It wasn't bad when I was growing up. So I learned from this guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy taught me. I had children, and our children are the ones that's making it bad.
So where they get it from?
So where did y'all get it from? Because we didn't get that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy.
That's crazy. So I mean, you know, you were saying that it was a blessing in disguise to move there, coming from North Philly, and you probably had every excuse or reason to go left, you know. But it sounds like it sounds like you didn't. Did music find you around that time, or when did music come into play in your life? And did it factor into, you know?
Music it came around the age of 13, 14. I was always freestyling before that with my homies busting and stuff. I remember my first line, riding downtown in my Lamborghini, saw this girl in the stream bikini. I always rap this shit. I don't know why, but it was so cheesy. But everybody was like, yeah. But that was about it. But music, I went to Wellsboro, you know, because I was bad in Philly, and I came up to Williamsport, causing the same ruckus, and they wasn't having it. But I learned how to really write in group homes. And came home and used to just go to parties, every house party, everybody dancing. I was always like, where the mic at? Like, give me the mic. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rapping to the Channel Live beat and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was a madism. Yup. Yeah, I was that kid too, man. Like all my Filipino homies can dance and break dance, but I was like, man, I can't do a damn handstand spin into a like what a microphone at, you know. So I feel you on that, man. So let's bring it, you know, fast forward a little bit. You know, let's talk about, you know, the adolescence, you know, after 18, 20, you know, you're a man now, you're on your own. You know, was music still a part of you with that? Just maybe shed some light on your career from there, when it became a career you took it serious.
Music has always, once I discovered like that I could rap, it's always been a part of my life. Like even if I didn't write music, it was something like connected. Like I would draw on my boots, I would write on my pants, I would write on my desks. My teachers used to kick me out of class because everything was music. Like, you know, this lady said to me one time, she said, I always used to think you was talking to yourself when I used to see you walking down the street. And I come to find out all these years later, you was just be walking and rapping. So even when my homies around, I try to get them to start rapping. Like, you know, I just love music. No matter what it is, I write. I don't care what it's about, I write. I went to jail for 7.5 years. I came home with 8 books. And before I went to jail, I had over 1,000 songs recorded.
What?
I was on Rough Riders Volume 4. I probably got a song with every Rough Rider.
What?
You know, so I've been around a lot of people musically. Like, you know, I just love music. Like, you know, I just love music.
Yeah. So Volume 4, when did that drop?
2007, 6, 7. I don't know.
Okay.
Me and Dragon got a song on there. It's called Knock Knock. It's a song I actually wrote for Ludacris. I used to do a lot of writing for people. So I had wrote this song, and then when we went to the studio, they was like, yo, we need this song done. And Dragon was the feature, and they was like, you might as well just rap it. And I rapped it, and there it goes. And
sick. So let's talk about that a little more because, you know, for the sake of our audience too, because you're one of the few that have, you know, been on the other side, you know. So what was those sessions, you know, like? Because that, I mean, the internet was around then, of course, but like, you know, I'm sure you was getting it in a lot in person, writing on the spot, you know, working with some of these artists. What was take us to that time, you know, working with Rough Riders and all of that. And was that here? Where was it at?
That was a good time. At the time, I had a manager. His name was Big Tone, and the owners of Rough Riders, D.Y., Siobhan, they family. So that was my manager. So I wasn't signed to Rough Riders like a lot of people thought I was signed to Rough Riders. We just basically had a great affiliation with them. You know, we go to Yonkers, we go to Powerhouse Studios and record. I'd be in there for hours. I'd be in there for days. Like we'd be in New York and just traveling from studio to studio. And I guess through Tones Connects, it was just right place, right time.
Yeah.
And people put me on the spot, and it was like, okay, he can rap. Let's go.
Yeah.
So it was just, that's basically like how that was. Never signed paperwork.
Right. It's
And
a family affair.
the record business is very shady. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about that.
I'm glad I never signed to any label. The record business shady. Anybody that's watching this, I mean, to each his own. But I'm 41, so signing is not the way to go. And like you said, the internet wasn't there back then. You had a street team. You had to really put in the work. So, but now you can do it on your own. And this internet is so resourceful with everything. I mean, you can make shirts, you can make merch, you can make CDs, you can, you know what I'm saying, do whatever you want, flash drives or the cards and all that stuff. You know, look, I'm 41, I'm still saying CDs, but, you know what I'm saying, but you still get CDs because, you know, in the package deals and stuff that we send out.
Right.
Because I do my own stuff, my own merch, but signing is not the way to go. You know what I mean? If you think it's the way to go, I mean, to each his own. But you can do basically whatever the labels do, if not more, for yourself. You know, if you put if you do the research and you put all your effort into it. Some people want it for free. Some people want it easy. You know what I'm saying? They see that you already somewhere, so they assign to you, hoping that you're going to put them on. Like, you still got to do the work.
Right. I'd imagine there was a lot of that going on just back in that time with Rough Riders. Like somebody was like, yo, Dragon, can you put me on? It's like, yo, Dragon's focusing on his stuff and what he got to do. So I'm sure there was probably a lot of heartbreak, you know, back then for guys that didn't know they could do it themselves. Do you have any stories about anything like that, or like maybe the industry, or before they even got to the industry, just maybe eating somebody alive to where it's like, yo, like you put too much trust into another man or another situation?
Yeah, I got a crazy story. Jen, for example.
Okay.
Now, this is my opinion. I think Jen would have been one of the biggest artists ever. He was Chinese, for one. He had China behind him. So he was signed to Rough Riders. He used to win all the freestyles on BET. So
Right.
they signed him. And one time Jen had a video shoot. And when I met him for the first time, you know, when you meet these artists, the way they rap, they give off a persona. You think that they arrogant. Like I always thought Cassidy was arrogant, which he is to some people. He wasn't arrogant to me. But I thought Jen was arrogant, but he was super humble. And we talked, we traded phone numbers, we started talking and, you know what I mean, building. The next time I saw Jen, he was basically broken. Like he gave up on music. And I'm like, why'd you give up on music? And he basically said that he couldn't go anywhere because the label basically put him on the back burner.
Oh, okay. So he was restricted. His hands was tied.
Yeah, because you know Rough Riders had so many people. They had Eve, they had Dragon, they had DMX. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
So you get put to the back burner, and like I said, I don't know the business, but I'm thinking if you put this man on, and Yao Ming was big at the time, like it's like.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah,
be big? You're right.
exactly. They could have used the marketing, like put him and Yao Ming in the video, cause that Learn Chinese song he had. It's like you got China behind you. Y'all can take over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Popping Willie in China.
They did it. You know. I mean, it's just sad.
Yeah, I figure. And didn't he end up like, you know, going to the Mecca, like going to China, and then actually starting building his career in music and film out
And
there?
film,
He reinvented himself,
Yeah.
right? Independently.
Yeah, he did it. He did it all.
So he was
after the fact.
right.
But I don't know the litigations that took him to get there. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's because once you into that contract, it's like, how do you do it? What's the steps to take?
Right. So it's kind of like even digging yourself a deeper hole than you was before you even walked into it, man. That's crazy. Let's fast forward to now, because I want to talk about being independent, because nobody's rapping more than you. I feel like, you know, when you see the gram, and then I know you've done all the contests and stuff like that. Even, you know, YouTube embracing you in the bars. And what I love about that is that you're a lyricist and you're an MC and you have something to say and people are reacting to it. You know what I'm saying? People, and I don't mean reacting to it like literally like YouTube. They're just like, damn, this dude is dope. Oh, that's crazy. That's witty. You know what I'm saying? What's that been like for you over the last 2 years? Because I know you did the High Off Life freestyle challenge maybe about 2 years ago. So I think, maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, all of that was happening around the same time.
My YouTube, the High Off Life actually was before the YouTube even happened. My YouTube thing happened basically off of the Nick Cannon diss.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The year 2019, we went to Cali. It was a Matt Barnes, Snoop Dogg event. You know, like fuck cancer event, basically.
Gotcha.
We wound up going to like Nick Cannon's house. Everybody, it was a lot of people there. My homie was like, "Yo, this is one of the best rappers you'll ever run across." You know, things came up, like, you know, talk. You know, wasn't nothing major. You know, nothing major. Wasn't no bad blood or nothing.
He was introducing you to Nick like that.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So, you know, no bad blood. You know, just exchange info. About a year, not even a year later, a couple months later, I see that Nick Cannon, Eminem, one of my favorite rappers, mind you. Nas my favorite, Pac my favorite person that rap.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I see Nick Cannon, and he always going at it with Eminem. But I seen all of the Wildin' Out dudes going at him. So I'm like, man, fuck it. And you know, I just started writing, and I dropped it freestyle. Me and my homie, he recorded it for me. Walked down the alleyway, posted it on Facebook. It was cool, yeah.
cold,
And it was like one of those write it, try to record it, and it was like, I don't know the words, like, you know what I'm saying, but it was that cool. We kept take over.
Yeah.
Dropped it, put it on Facebook. It started getting a lot of views. I tagged this dude named No Life Shack. Didn't know who he was at the time. Very good friend of mine now. And that was like the beginning of 2020. Was it 2020, guy? 2020? Yeah, it's beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
February, he kind of reacted to it. I literally had 250 subscribers. By the time he saw it was at 1,200. After he reacted to it the next day, I had 30,000 subscribers.
Crazy.
I woke up like, what? Cause I didn't even know who he was. You know, I just shared the video on Instagram. And that's what my YouTube, that's what basically boosted it. But I've seen other people react to it because I didn't even know what reactors were.
Right.
Because like I said, I didn't use YouTube. It was like a deterrent for me. I was getting 10,000 views on Facebook and get 30 views on YouTube. So it's like, I don't care about YouTube. Didn't know I could monetize, didn't know nothing about it.
Right.
You know, I'm fresh out of jail and I'm not caring about all this stuff, you know.
Right.
And then when I seen that, somebody was like, yo, you need to monetize. And I'm still learning stuff. So I'm like, okay, what's monetize? And they're like, you can get paid off of that. So they said it usually take about a month for them to get back to you. I put the paperwork in for YouTube to monetize me. They monetized me in 2 days. My page.
Wow.
They made me a YouTube member. My name went viral. Like if you type Nick Cannon name in on YouTube, my video would pop up. It would pop up on his page. Like, you know what I mean? When you type his name and click his profile, you'd see my picture.
Wow.
So it kind of like snowballed. So a lot of people was like, you know, embracing me on the YouTube scene. All the rappers, I probably got a song with every YouTube rapper now. You know, I'm working on an album now called Fan Base. And I like putting other artists in position that I wasn't in, and I wanted to be in position.
Right.
So I got fans, like you got fans. I take one of your fans and put them on my song with their favorite rapper because, say, a Crypt or Dax or somebody that's going to charge you, they're not going to charge me. So I do a song with Dax, and then I'll put one of his fans on the song, and that's how my whole album is.
Yeah.
You know,
My man backdoored it. He was like,
but I let the artist know. Like,
fine.
you know what I'm saying? I'm letting the artist know this is what I'm doing. I'm doing an album called Fan Base, and this is how it goes. And everybody gets a percentage of the album.
Yeah.
So it's teaching those artists it's teaching those fans that you can make money off your music.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's fire, man. That's fire. If I can jump in real quick, what's dope about that is that what I love is that, you know, we came from an era where it was like, how can we be so smart and witty in our marketing to touch people and react to people? So we spend our money and we do this, and how can we be all cool and shit like that? But what you're doing is like, how can I just genuinely connect with, you know, your fans and with people and do that smartly? You know what I'm saying? You're not trying to, you know, it's not conniving, it's not cunning necessarily. It's just like, yo, that's so dope. You know, and then people, I'm sure, are grateful for that. Then more fans want to rock with you because there may be an opportunity there, but at the end of the day, they still rocking with you because of your talent and your music, man. But that's genius, bro.
Thank you.
For sure. That is insane. I know Z gave me a backstory a little bit about, you know, how you turned up on YouTube, but I had no idea it happened like that. And another thing is too, I was saying, you know, you don't have to compromise to monetize your art. You know, and we tell a lot of artists that come on this platform too, and just in general, I've been telling artists this for years, with that have been wanting to do like my shows when I was throwing shows in Atlanta. It's not what you do, it's not what the platform can do for you, or what the opportunity or the platform can do for you, but what you do for the platform, or with the platform, or with the opportunity. And with you know, No Shack doing that reaction video, to me, what that says is that, like, yeah, he has his base and, you know, he got traffic over to you, but ultimately it's your talent and what you brought to the table and what you had to say that people genuinely connected with and reacted to, because as artists, we just want to get outside of our bubble. We just know that we're so dope, somebody just has to hear us, right? So anybody watching this, take full advantage of any opportunity that you can to get outside of your bubble and the people that have eyes on you. Get inside of new bubbles and new fish tanks, if you will, to get eyes on you. And I think that, you know, and correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe you can go further in on this, but like, once they saw you, they was like, oh, this guy's crazy. What more does he have? And they're subscribing. And then you got more reaction videos from that as well, right? Or was No Shack the only one?
No, that Nick Cannon one probably got over 100 reactions from 100 different people alone.
Crazy.
No Life Shack's probably reacted to me 6-7 times since then. So I mean, I know all the reactors, and like you were saying, like how people say, "Can you put me on?" I get so many people like, "Yo, can you get No Life Shaq to react to this?" Or can you get, Crip to react to this? I've been a part all the YouTube ciphers. They all hit over 1 million views. Like every cipher I've been a part of since then, I've been to the YouTube cookouts, and you know what I'm saying. So it's really, it was like a blessing. It's definitely a blessing. But like like you said, Shaq made he put the eyes on me. But it took for me to keep going and keep doing it for the people to subscribe more, because I'm at probably 55 now.
That's what's up. Yeah, Shaq reacted to London Bees, and that went up. I don't know, Z. I don't know if London's YouTube had went up from that. I'm sure it did, but it's just dope to see that, man. It's just more eyes on another thing, and then it's like, oh, this is crazy. More people react. Now you can monetize when you didn't even know 2 days before what monetizing was, man. So that's a true success story, man. For real, that's dope, man. Let's talk about the bars and the craft, man, because that's why we're here. That's what you're awesome at. What goes into your writing process, man, when it comes to the bar? Are you looking at the whole thing as a whole? Do you just start from the jump and just keep going until you finish, or how do you approach it? I know you've been doing this for a long time, man, so give us some game on the writing process.
I just hear the beat. The beat tells me what to write. Usually 90% of the time. Like I said, I came home with 8 books, and I can't even rap those raps that's in my book, because when I hear the beat, it's like, I gotta write to it. So sometimes I go off the title. Sometimes I go off of the feeling, Like people hear, and people hear a beat and be like, this is a story beat. And I might hear it and be like, this is a hard beat, D-block type. I mean, I just hear certain things, and it's like, are those raps that's in my book wastes? Because I have to write, and I don't know. But that's my writing process, is just hear the beat, write to it, listen, write. That's it. I don't even have I don't have an off button. I don't have an on button. It's just, I've been rapping so long, it don't matter. You can give me a beat right now and tell me I need to have a verse done in 40 minutes, and I'll have it done, and I'll record it. And a lot of people, you can tell they read when they rap. You know what I mean? It's a difference. Like if you rap for a while, you can be like, okay, he sound like he reading.
Yeah.
He'll tell you, you can't be in the studio with me recording if I got my phone, because everything has to sound professional, has to look professional. So when I'm in the studio and people take their phones, I tell them, put them away, because I'm reading this rap off my phone. But I read it flawlessly.
Because you read flawlessly.
Yeah, right. So, but some people, you can tell they're reading. It's like, it's like, yeah, come on, you just sound like you're reading, do it over.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But I hate reading. I like to learn my rap and then go back and then re-record it.
Got you. So let's talk about then, I know it's kind of like trying to teach an eagle to fly or a fish to swim, right? But like, because that's what you do. So like, how about connecting the dots? Like if you have a line, if you say something or whatever, like, everybody's here today. Like they say what you wrote down. Like how are you connecting the dots from there? Are you looking at the wordplay? Or are you just continuing off of the first line, and then are you thinking a few lines ahead?
Sometimes it depends, or it depends what I'm writing about.
Okay.
If I have a topic that I'm sticking on, I kind of go off of, sometimes I try to rap the whole line. A lot of people don't do that. I try to rap the whole line with the next line and the next line and the next line. And that's where you get into complex flow. And then sometimes it's very hard for me to rap just the last word.
Right.
And a lot of my homies be like, yo, sometimes you need to dumb it down. It's like my brain won't allow me to say, hey, say, they, play.
Right.
I can't do that.
Right.
I want to, but I can't. So basically, like the rap I rapped. I'm gonna think of something else. I said I'm starting to really feel undefeated. Bitch, I mean what I said. If I said it, I fucking mean it. The meanest to ever. So I try to rap all those words. I'm starting to really feel undefeated. Bitch, I mean what I said. If I said it, I fucking mean it. The meanest to ever pick up a mic, a lyrical genius. So it's like they're just bars though. With the flow, I want the flow to mesmerize you.
Right.
And the wordplay at the same time. And then when I'm trying to deliver a message, I don't want to say too much. I watched Rev Run one time, and he said, Biggie was one of the best rappers ever because he said so much when he say so little.
Yeah.
A lot of people can rap and be like, and rap fast. But like I said, Eminem's one of my favorite rappers. But if you're not a hardcore Eminem fan, you can't rap his bars back.
Right.
But we can remember all the Snoop's lyrics from that album.
Right.
And we know Eminem's a better rapper.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, but
Feel that. So before we get out of here, we go chop it up some more about that. You know what I'm saying? We was talking about the Snoop album, how it's in our DNA. Like we haven't heard the album in so long, but we can rap every word for word. Shout out where we can find you at the YouTube, everything. You know where we can. This is probably right here or down there. Yeah.
You can find me everywhere at 100 Kufis, 100 Kufis. That's YouTube. That's Twitter. That's Instagram. Facebook is HUNIT. I don't know why they didn't let me put the 100, but it's HUNIT Kufis. I have a website, 100Kufis. HUNIT.100Kufis. Don't worry about that. It's gonna be in the link somewhere on one of my Instagram or YouTube pages. But that's about it. That's the only sites I have. I don't have. Oh, I just got a TikTok.
Oh snap.
Okay, yeah. I did some Kato on the track beats.
Oh yeah, I've been saying that. Yeah. Shout out Kato, man. Yo, yeah. Kato, link. Yeah.
I got a beat by Kato. Him and my homie John Glass sent me a track.
Oh, lit. Yeah, that's what's up.
But yeah, I got TikTok. That's 100 Kufis, 100 Kufis.
No doubt.
That's it. Like I don't have any other sites. If there's any other sites that
Farmers Only. Well, shout out to Farmers Only, bro.
Farmers Only. What's that? So you gotta have me.
It's like Match.
No Farmers Only. No Farmers Only. My girl killed me, bro.
Nah, fooling, man. Hey, but yo, shout out everybody that's been watching, man. Tuned in to High Off Life TV.